Hello, everyone. I am Anu. I will be reviewing chapters 1 to 3 of the book we're reading this month, How to Be Rich by Stanley. The book is a very good read. It's filled with lots of examples, very practical, but it might be a bit technical. Some of the history shared might be a bit technical and wordy, but if you're patient, you will see the point the author is trying to make in the book. I have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed seeing how like history, things that's happening in history to the point on wealth. It's really beautiful and mind-blowing. So the author introduced the book by saying that being rich is having extra, just that extra money that you have that you don't use for anything is what being rich is about. So he's saying that we all can be rich without actually knowing it. So in chapter 1, the author made us to see that sometimes we get so absorbed in getting rich that we fail to see that we already are. Then he gave an example of a disease called anorexia, and he said that the disease, although it's in the deep recess of the brain, it manifests itself physically, like it affects the entire body system of a person. So when a thin person, when they stand, when they look in the mirror, all they see is that they are fat, but they fail to realize that they've actually mastered the art of being thin. But because they can't see it, they're not able to believe, to believe or to shake that mindset off. And he said, and the style is telling us that this is the same as us. We are rich, but we don't know it. We look in the mirror and we see a poor person, but we're rich. He said, in history, we are at the richest time. He compared our resources, the things we enjoy now, to what other countries do not enjoy. In as much as that might be like, that doesn't mean I'm rich. Just this book is about persuasion, basically. It's persuading us to start seeing ourselves as rich, to start seeing ourselves that we are there. Now, how do we then keep what we have? So and he also said being rich is a moving target. And this ties in theory of relativity, which says that our needs changes depending on our circumstances. Basically, we always want more. When we get a new job and a new pay, we want more. Because when we get that job, we expand our needs and then we want more to cover up for that expansion. And he said, so this theory makes us think on what's ahead of us, like what we can do better to get more, not what is behind us. And he says 78% of NFL players, they get bankrupt within 2 years of retirement because whilst they're playing, they get lots of money. But then after they stop playing, they just, I don't know, just maybe squander their money or make bad investments and things. Then he also said lottery winners, they spend all their earnings within 5 years. Imagine winning millions of pounds and spending within 5 years. So he's saying that for this chapter, the core tip is that we should relax in the reality that we are rich and we will be good at keeping it that way. So chapter 2 is about a learning curve. So now that we know we are rich, what is our money doing to us? Is it possessing us or are we possessing it? 1 Timothy 6 verse 17 says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain. So from this verse, we can notice that wealth does two things to us. It can make us arrogant, and it can make us put our hope in it. So arrogance is simply self-sufficiency. You think you have it all. Like the more our net worth inflates, the more we inflate as well. Obviously, we can do anything with our money. But that is not what God is asking us to do. And the author differentiated between between putting your hope in riches and hoping to be rich. He said there are two different things. So we can be good stewards. We can hope to be rich. We can use the resources we have. We can put it in good order. We can make investments. So putting our hope in riches is different from hoping to be rich. So the author is not saying we should just have the money and just leave it as it is. We can do what's best with the money we can increase our worth, but we should not put our hope in whatever increase or whatever we have in our bank account. And Proverbs 18 verse 11 says that the wealth of the rich is their fortified city. They imagine it a wall too high to scale. That word again, imagination, same as the disease of the mind. Like with wealth makes us think sometimes that we are invincible. We can do anything. Our monies can solve problems, but it's not right. But it's not correct because even billionaires are complaining that they are complaining about money. So First Timothy 6:18 then says that. So that's Paul to Timothy saying that command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. Chapter 3 was on consumption assumption. In this chapter, the author then fleshed out what's in First Timothy 6:18 and basically says not everything we have is for our consumption. When we have and we have extra to keep, we should be generous with it. What we mentioned earlier that one of the side effects of wealth is that it makes you arrogant. It makes you think you can do it all. You have a self-inflated opinion of yourself. But the way to combat that is to be generous, combat greed with generosity, and then it would prevent the side effects of wealth. I hope this has blessed you.